Caleb, one of the 12 scouts selected by Moses from Kadesh Barnea to inspect the Promised Land, is a prominently recognized figure within the Christian community, mainly for his role in this event, and also for manifesting loyalty and faith in divine promises. In this chapter, we will study detailed information about Caleb's life according to the Holy Scriptures. Caleb, son of Jephunneh from the tribe of Judah, has a lineage that has been the subject of multiple debates, since his father, Jephunneh, is identified in the Scriptures as a Kenizzite, that is a descendant of Kenaz. It is possible that the Kenizzites were a nomadic group wandering through the Sinai desert when Israel was heading north. Some of these nomadic groups integrated with the Israelites, which possibly happened with Caleb's family, that later became part of the tribe of Judah. At this point, some exegetes suggest that perhaps Caleb's father married a woman from the tribe of Judah. However, several scholars argue that this theory is not plausible due to a chronological inconvenience. If Caleb's family integrated with the Israelites during their journey after leaving Egypt, Caleb would have already been born by that time, since he was 40 years old when Moses sent him to Canaan along with the other scouts. Thus, if Caleb's mother was truly a descendant of the tribe of Judah, her relationship with Jephunneh, Caleb's father, would have to have started before the Israelites left Egypt, which seems highly improbable. However, over time, Caleb rose to a position of leadership and respect within the tribe of Judah, as demonstrated when we observe that Amminadab, son of Aaron, was the leader of the tribe, but it was Caleb who represented Judah among the spies on the reconnaissance mission of Canaan, along with Joshua and another 10 spies. Later, Caleb also participated in the division of the land of Canaan into tribal territories. In the book of Joshua, chapter 15 verse 13, it is related that Caleb received his portion of the inheritance among the sons of Judah. This expression seems to suggest the foreign origin of Caleb, that is, that he was not an original member of that tribe. Nevertheless, during the reigns of Saul and David, Caleb's descendants continued to be respected in Judah. Of the 12 spies sent to explore the land promised by God, only Caleb and Joshua showed confidence in the Lord, while the other spies chose to discourage the people of Israel, reporting that although the land was fertile, it was inhabited by fearsome residents and large cities. The people of Israel, acting unfaithfully towards God, did not trust his promises to conquer the land that the Lord had promised. The unbelief of the other 10 spies was punished by the Lord when they perished from a plague. On the other hand, Caleb and Joshua were blessed with the divine promise that they would have a role in the occupation of the land of Canaan. Specifically, about Caleb, the Scriptures affirm, "But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit, and has followed me fully, I will bring him into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it." Numbers 14:24. Caleb was older than Joshua, so during the exploration of the Promised Land he exercised certain leadership and was often mentioned alone. When Caleb was sent to explore that land, he was 40 years old as mentioned in Joshua 14 verse 7. The Bible testifies to Caleb's faithfulness to God, mentioning that he persevered in following the Lord, thus positioning him as one of the individuals with exemplary confidence in divine promises and purposes. After 40 years of wandering in the desert, due to the divine punishment on the unbelieving generation of Israel, Caleb and Joshua entered Canaan and played a crucial role in the conquest of that land. After Joshua's military campaigns that subdued that territory, each tribe was given the responsibility of occupying the assigned land. By this time, Caleb was already elderly, but once again, he proved to be a model of faith and vigor for the entire nation by claiming his possession. Caleb insisted on staying with the region of Kirjath Arba in the southern mountains, which was later called Hebron. This land was known as Kirjath Arba because Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim, that is probably one of the giants that had terrified the 10 unbelieving and cowardly spies sent by Moses. In requesting this land, Caleb reminded Joshua of the days when they were both there on the exploration mission, and how Moses, guided by God, promised him the land where he had set foot, as read in Joshua 14 verse 9, where the biblical text affirms, "Therefore Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land where your foot is trodden shall be your inheritance and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed the Lord my God." On this occasion, Caleb also mentioned that 45 years had passed and he still maintained the hope of seeing the promise fulfilled. At 85, Caleb declared that he felt as strong and vigorous as when he was 40. Again, he reaffirmed his confidence in the Lord by declaring that God would be with him, and that all enemies would be expelled from that land. When Caleb prepared to conquer Kirjath Sepher, he promised his daughter's hand in marriage to the man who took the city. The scriptures narrate that it was Othniel who led the invasion and took the land, thus marrying Achsah, Caleb's daughter. Later, Othniel became the first judge of Israel. Additionally, Othniel was related to Caleb, and scholars dispute whether he was his younger brother or his nephew. This is because the original expression in the scriptures to describe the familial relationship between Caleb and Othniel allows both interpretations. In summary, Caleb's life makes it clear that he was a man deeply reverent to God. Despite coming from a foreign family, he remained steadfast while thousands of Israelites fell into disbelief. By his faith, he inherited the land that God promised to the descendants of Abraham. He believed in the Lord and trusted his promises, regardless of the circumstances. Although the years passed and his youth faded, Caleb was certain that God's word would never fail. Therefore, even in his old age, over 80 years old, Caleb was willing, like a young man, to go to war, trusting in the Lord's faithfulness. Caleb's story offers many lessons on how to live a life of faith. It reminds us that faith involves risks, that faith can have a high cost, that faith looks to God, that faith often requires patience, and yet, faith results in a fruitful life. I hope you have enjoyed learning about Caleb's story in the Bible. Leave your comment in the description sharing what you have learned from this story, as your opinion is of great value. Until next time, and may God bless you.